So I feel like we've done okay. It would have been nice to take at least MSI or the playoff win for phase 2, but I mean, we definitely did okay, I feel like.
I feel like we've had moments where we've done really well. We've also had moments where we've not performed well at all. I feel like recently, especially around tournaments as well, we definitely perform a lot better. When the going gets tough, I feel like we always show up a bit more. So,
Radiance, I think they had a rough middle phase, that's for sure. They had a strong early, like a strong start. Then, kind of went downhill a bit. But after that, once Kenneth started locking in the circuit, especially at the playoffs land, I think they've improved a lot.
Radiance would I guess you can just kind of have to say they're the second best team the whole year. They did I think they got third first phase and fourth second phase. Went to the semis and got second place in both playoffs. Lost to Ghost both times. So you can't say they're better than Ghost because they haven't really won against Ghost at playoffs yet. But we've been better than them in the normal season. But it doesn't really matter much when they just turn up in playoffs and win.
They've been getting hot when it matters, though, for sure. They've had a lot of different stretches where they've been losing a lot, where it doesn't look like they're that strong, and then they show up to a tournament. They look completely fresh, new picks, and they definitely have a really strong way they like to play. Really good ideas about the game, so I definitely think they're a team you should never take lightly because, while you can't really control how they're going to show up, you should always prepare for their best, which is really strong.
I think Radiance are a really good LAN team. I think online they kind of struggle for whatever reason. I don't know if it's practice environment or scrim environment or this or that, but I think their biggest strength is adapting. I think if he has an on day, I feel he just leads the team and just pops off.
I don't know. They have his moments. Sometimes they play super well. They are the best team in the league, and other time they are just don't do anything and they just lost.
Radiance's biggest weakness is just inconsistency. Like I said, they have stretches where they're playing very, very well and stretches where they're playing really, really bad. And so they can just find this consistency and find a medium ground where they play better most of the games, and then they have games where they pop off. I think they'll be one of the best teams.
I don't want to go into too much detail, but I do think they the way they play the late game team fights is very telegraphed. The way they play, and they have they always do kind of the same thing, with Benji and Aurora specifically, and that thing kind of been switching it up. Obviously, last with the Circuit and going semi tank or whatever. So they try to switch it up, but I think when it comes to Worlds, I still think they will go back to their old playstyle, which was kind of predictable.
It's hard to say where Radiance will finish this year. I think they're capable of winning it all, obviously, but it's gonna depend on a lot of factors. I don't think anyone would be surprised if they won the whole thing. I don't think anyone would be surprised if they lost in the first or second round either. So I think a lot of the teams this year could really do some damage. It's tough to say who can upset who.
Their side lanes and their jungler are their strengths, and I don't know if they have really any weaknesses besides playing Ghost. I feel like Ghost kind of has their number lately, and I don't know why they have their number, but they just do.
I think we're going to win, honestly. I mean, we've got the players to do so. Obviously, all four of them, apart from me, have won Worlds before, so I think we definitely have the quality there. I don't really think about that stuff really too much. I kind of just focus on my game. I'm definitely the least accomplished on my team, but at the end of the day, it's a team game. I've just got to do my job, perform as well as I can, and hopefully that can change this year.
I mean, I think we're going to win. That's what it feels like, at least. I feel like as long as we keep trying to figure out how we want to do things, what we want to do, and just make sure that we keep practicing and getting better every day. I mean, I don't see a reason why we can't win. I mean, our games were really close against Ghost and playoffs. I feel like we did get 3-0'd, but game 2 we had a gold lead when they actually killed our Titan. Game 1 was also a winnable game. Game 3 we made a mistake in the early game, which kind of snowballed the game out of control, but I feel like we easily could have won that set if we did a couple things differently and just worked out a couple things. So we learned from that. We're going to take that, move on. We're just going to keep building and getting better off that. And I feel really strong going into Worlds and winning the whole thing.